Hey, what's up everybody? Preston Miller here from PrestonsCorner.com, and in this video I want to show you exactly how to create your own Amazon Kindle e-covers. I'm going to show you how to actually create it with some software that I use, and I'm going to show you how to outsource it for pretty cheap. So check it out. I hope you enjoy this video. Here it is, exactly how to do it. Bam. Alright, hey guys, so now it's time for you to create your own ebook covers for your Kindle books. So let's go into a couple of the different options here because there are two different ways you can do this. So the first way would be to do it yourself. And there are actually two different softwares that I like to use to create my ebook covers. The first one is Pixel Studio FX, and the second one is eCover Authority. So let's go ahead and jump on over to Pixel Studio FX, and I'm going to show you why I like it and what you can do with the software. Okay, so I'm here inside the dashboard of Pixel Studio FX. You can see it right there. Pixel Studio FX is a kind of a more premium e-cover creation suite. It is paid. You do have to pay to get in here. It's, I believe, $47 one time with some more premium features available if you want them. But let's just click one of these basic covers here, and I'll show you what you can do with the software. So it's loading it up right here, but what you can do is you can then turn it into multiple different reports. So I could turn it into a box like this. I could turn it into a CD like this. I could turn it into an iPad or tablet looking device here. I could turn it into a more traditional looking book right here, or just kind of a smaller white paper or something like this. Now, if you'll notice as you go down, you'll see these locks on some of this stuff down here. To do the more premium bundles, that is a premium feature. You don't get that with just the basic version of Pixel Studio FX, but you can always upgrade if you wanted to do something like that. So for the Amazon Kindle covers, that's actually just the image like this. It's called Kin-2. That is all you will need to upload your book to Amazon Kindle. So let me show you what that looks like on one of my Kindle books. So this is one of my Kindle books. It's called Practical Guide to Internet Marketing, and this is the cover that I created for my ebook here. And this is kind of what it'll look like on Amazon Kindle once you get your book done up here. So I just wanted to kind of show you for reference there. So let me go back to Pixel Studio FX here. Okay. So now that we're in here, as you can see, it's very easy to kind of edit this cover, move things around that you want to change. You can, even add images or delete this if you wanted to, or just do any kind of basic editing here. You could put your name here, add that. As you can see, it's very simple to edit these different covers here. You can kind of do whatever you want to do. If I wanted to get that money symbol image back, I can just hit the back button. You got forward back. It's really a great little piece of software. And then of course, when you're done editing this cover here, you can click this button here to actually render it. And then look, you've got your cover right there. So if we want to zoom out a little bit, that would be your Kindle cover if you were doing some kind of an ebook about how to make money. Now, let me go back to the set of stuff here. As you can see, they've got all these different categories on the side here. So let's just look at, say you're like, none of these are what I'm wanting to do. I want to do something in education. Well, here you go. I mean, if you were trying to teach somebody math, I mean, you've got this template right here that you could use as like a math training kit. So, I mean, you could just jump right in here. It takes a second to kind of load it, but look at this. You've got a math training kit. And if you wanted to even turn this into a more traditional looking ebook, you could do something like that here. But you can create the cover for Kindle right here, edit it to whatever your actual title is. Or if you wanted to create an ebook, maybe you have a website or a blog, you could do that very easily here as well. Now, once this loads up here, I'll kind of show you guys how it looks once you render this. So let me go ahead and click the render button. And there you go. That is your ebook cover, and then you can just download that, and that looks fantastic as a little ebook. Now, that is just one of the softwares here. That's Pixel Studio FX. There's also eCover Authority. So let me go ahead and go to eCover Authority here and show you a little bit about that. Okay, so this is the members area inside eCover Authority. Now, eCover Authority is also a paid software, and these are both, let me just mention, these are both web-based software, meaning you can access them from any device that has a computer, an internet connection. Okay, so these are all the different templates for the ebook or whatever your software, whatever you're trying to create. If you'll notice, it has a lot more options here versus Pixel Studio FX, but I will say it is a little bit harder to create the cover designs in this software. It's a bit more technical. So if you'll notice, you can actually, you got the box here, you've got all these different things, and you get all of these with just the basic version of the software. You don't have to upgrade. I mean, look at this. You could do iPhones. You can do you can actually do a Kindle rendering of your book right there. You can do video screens. You can do desktops. You can do laptops. You can do TV screens. You can do banners. I mean, this is really, you can kind of do anything with this software. Now let me scroll back up, and I want to show you like the basic ebook here. You have a few different options in eCover Authority. You can actually just create the cover in this software right now. You can preview it, you can get the sizing info, or you can download the offline guide. Now, this comes in handy even if you don't want to do it yourself. If you want to outsource it, you could download this. I've opened these in Photoshop and edited the cover and then put them back into eCover Authority, and they look absolutely fantastic. So you could do something like that, or you could just create the cover in the software here. And they've got all these different backgrounds here. Let me just pick one of them. Okay, and it's showing a preview right here, so let me select and continue. And then I could insert my text. Let me add that on here. And as you can see, you can just click and drag it. It looks pretty good like that. Let me change the color to white. Oh wait, I have to click edit here, excuse me, and change the color in here and change it like that. And let me resize it a little bit. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then if I like how that looks, I can just click finalize, and I'm just showing you from a demo perspective kind of how the software works. Okay, and there you have the final version of the cover, and you can even make the background transparent. And there you go, you've got an ebook there. Now I know this looks pretty basic, but if you wanted a more, complicated or busy design, something like my ebook here where it's got a lot of different elements, you would have to actually download the template file and create a custom on each level of the ebook cover here in something like Photoshop or a design program. Okay. So those are the two do-it-yourself softwares. You can download the document in the top right corner of this section of the course to get a little bit more info about both of those and some links, and you can check those out. Now, that is only if you want to do it yourself. There's also the outsourcing method of ebook cover creation that you can use. Now, some different services that I like to use to outsource ebook covers. If I don't have time to create them or I want something that's custom and unique, the three different platforms that I use to do this, the first one being Fiverr. Fiverr is a gig website. Every gig on Fiverr starts at about $5, but the gigs can go up from there. So people try to get on Fiverr and buy Kindle covers for $5, but they don't actually look that good. So I get some gig extras, and it ends up costing me about $20 for each ebook cover, but they're custom, they look fantastic, and I actually get stock images from the seller when I buy on Fiverr. So that is what you want to do. You want to make sure that whenever you're buying something on Fiverr that they're not using other images that you don't have the copyright for. So that's a big concern there, but I'll show you how to do that. The next one is Freelancer. This is a great website. You can find people on there who can help you do ebook covers. You'll just want to ask them for some of their previous work and stuff like that to make sure that they're qualified. And same thing goes for Upwork. Those two are both. You have to actually post a gig versus Fiverr. You can go on there and find people who already have the gig. So let me go ahead and go on over to Fiverr, and I'll kind of show you guys how to navigate on Fiverr. So I've got the Fiverr tab open here. So this is Fiverr. I really like this website for getting cheap little jobs created and done. If you don't have a Fiverr account, you would just need to click the join button and then sign up, give them some basic information, and then you are on the platform and you can start buying services. So to start, I just want to search for Kindle cover in here. Okay, so these are all the results for the Kindle cover, and if you'll notice, it's sorted by high rating, and you want to make sure that you're sorted like that, because if you have new gigs, these are amateurs and people who aren't the best people to do your actual gig. So you really want to make sure it's on the highest rating. Now, you want to check these people and make sure that they're designing kind of the covers that you're looking for. So, buyer beware, you have to make sure that this is what you're wanting. So this person is saying that they will design an eye-catching Kindle cover, and they're featured, which is always good. And the T, if you'll notice these little T's here, that means they're a top-rated seller, and they always do a good job for their clients. So I want to check out her gig. I'm already on Fiverr. I'm just not signed in, but here she is. So let's go ahead and scroll down and see kind of what you're getting. You have to be very careful on these. So just the basic gig is $5. Now, I don't want you to get confused here, because it is actually $5, but there's these gig extras is what they call them, where if you want it in just one day, it'll be an extra $20. Well, how long is it if you just get the $5 gig? Well, you have to check right here. Hers is 5 days on average, so it could be about 5 days. I don't know about you, but when I order an ebook, I don't have 5 days to sit around and wait for the seller to deliver an ebook cover. I usually need it within a day or two, because I'm finishing my ebook, finishing writing it, and I need it to go ahead and get it on the Amazon platform. So in this case, it could be more or less, but she's charging $20. If you need a 3D graphic, she'll charge you an extra $10. And I've kind of showed you how to do all of this with Pixel Studio FX and eCover Creator, but she'll show you. So you want to check some of her work and make sure this is kind of what you're wanting here, and kind of see, okay, it looks like she's done some great work here. But what you want to do if you actually end up ordering this gig is tell this seller in the message once you order that, hey, I really liked, this book cover that you made called Leave University Debt Free. Okay. So then she'll understand, okay, he likes this design, and I'm going to create something similar. And then you also want to tell them, even down to the fonts and the colors that you want on your ebook. And some of these sellers even offer she'll send you the Photoshop file and stuff like that, but some of these other sellers will actually do, let me go to this person and check out their gig. They'll actually let you buy stock images for this specific project, which is usually what I do on here whenever I find people who have it. But I like to buy a stock image, because I want to make sure that they're not reusing different images for the same sellers. Like even some of these cool images, like this DSLR photography cover, I want to make sure that if I'm getting a book about photography, a cover created, that she's not using the same images for other people. So let's go ahead and go back here. But basically, all you really want to do is make sure that you want to find a seller on here when you're sorted by highest rating, and make sure that they can do what you're needing them to do, and that the cover looks good and professional, and it's part of, this is your brand on Kindle, so you want to make sure that it represents your brand. I decided on mine to go with a more cartoon style to be more fun and friendly, but that's my brand. If your brand is more serious or romance or something like that, you might want to go with something a bit different, maybe something like this. I don't know. It's up to you, kind of what you want your cover to be, but just be aware of that. So like this person is offering different packages. $15 gets you a 2D cover, you get the source file, and the delivery is within 3 days. So that's kind of the basics of navigating Fiverr to kind of do, you know, different gigs and order from these guys and make sure that everything comes out the way you want it to. Just, you know, the steps in this are kind of find a high rated seller. Depending on how fast you need it, make sure that you get it. And if you can't clarify something, then you can even contact these people. You can request a quote for what you're trying to do. Just make sure you understand, like, hey, okay, I like the cover you did titled Detroit's Most Wanted 2. This is the cover I want, something similar, and kind of go from there. And be nice to these people. You know, they have a lot of people demanding stuff, so just try to be nice to them and you know, be courteous of their needs too, but just be very clear on what you're wanting. Okay, so that's pretty much Fiverr. So let's go to the other platforms here. So this is Upwork. Upwork and Freelancer are very similar. And unlike Fiverr, what you do on these platforms is you actually post the gig. So on Upwork, you would get on here, create an account, and you would actually post, hey, I need an ebook cover and stuff like that. So let me see. Let me just type in Kindle cover here and show you. Okay, so this guy is doing book typesetting and cover design and Kindle covers. So he could create your Kindle cover. He's $15 an hour, $15.56 an hour to be exact, and he could create it. So you would have to actually create a job and then invite him to your job. And then once he's invited, you would kind of say, hey, I am a Kindle author. I need a Kindle book cover created, and kind of ask to see some of their previous work. And so you can make sure that they're the right person for the job and then hire them. Now, you can pay them by the hour or you could pay them by the job. So just be kind of aware of that. That's kind of the basics of Upwork. And then Freelancer kind of works the same way. You open a job and then different freelancers actually bid on the job. So if you said, I'll pay $20 for a Kindle cover, people could bid $20 or they could bid $15 or they could bid $100. It just depends on the job. So that's kind of the basics of outsourcing ebook covers on Fiverr, Freelancer, and Upwork. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. But if you're just starting out, I think Fiverr is probably the best way to go. And then as you begin to scale from there, you can start to use Freelancer or Upwork. So that's all for now. I'll see you in the next section of the course. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot and really enjoyed it. If you want to learn more about how to launch your own book on Amazon Kindle, I've created a step-by-step course that will show you exactly how to do every part of the process, from actually writing your book to actually uploading it, formatting it, getting your covers and everything created on Amazon. This is the only course that shows you exactly how to do it from start to finish. If you're interested in it, you can click the link in the description below and I'll give you 25% off my course. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks.